KILR Killer Game.
Hello gamers, simmers, and pilots, I am the Killer Gamer, and welcome to the tour around the world, or the world tour, or in this case it's kind of the semi-world tour with Microsoft Flight Simulator 3. Why am I calling it a world tour if we can't travel around the whole world? Well, I'm just keeping it consistent with the other flight simulators. We just call it the world tour, that's all. The only one we don't do that with is Flight Simulator 1, because that one is very, very limited. I mean, like, really limited. There's no scenery discs on that one. You're limited to the default areas, and there's like maybe 5 airports on each default area. So, yeah, we're not going to call it a world tour on those. But for the rest of them, good enough. You know, let's just keep it consistent. I don't want to make it any more complex than it needs to be. Some of you are like, it sounds kind of complex to me. Well, can't please everyone. I try. Anyway, speaking of trying, how about we try to explain what kind of flight we're going to be doing this time? So here we are looking at the SubLogic map, which, you know, is decent for the most part. What I think is entertaining, though, is that up here on the top, it says, not to be used for real-world area navigation. Well, we learned that for absolute sure, because down here, right here where Moline and Quad City International is at, they have them in the wrong spot. This is the VOR. This is the airport. They have it, it's wrong. They have it mixed up. So, yes, don't use this map for real-world aviation. You might have some problems. Or just kind of carry it with you just for laughs. I know we got kind of a laugh out of this on the last episode, but yeah. So we're here. Well, I was going to say Quad City, but there. We'll highlight that. We're at Quad City, located there. And we're going to be flying over the Mississippi River, which is this here and that there. That's the Mississippi River. So we're going to be crossing that, and then we're going to be crossing the Cedar River, which is this. We'll be crossing that, and we're going to be going over here to Iowa City Municipal. That is our next stop. So, as far as our flight plan is concerned, we'll go from the airport over here to Port City, and then right up here to Iowa City. So, nice, simple flight plan, I think. So, first order of business, let's go ahead and we'll get our gyro compass set there. And tune in the ATIS, Moline, Quad City, information, India, blah, 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 blah. Temperature, yes. Wind, yes. Or actually, no. Landing, departing, runway 6. All right. We'll go ahead and use runway 6. And we're going to tune in Port City, which is 108.8. 108.8. And yeah, we'll just go this way. Cannot click and hold. That is, I think you can do it on Flight Simulator 4, but you definitely can't do it on this one. Yeah, so you have to go click, 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 click. There may be a keyboard shortcut that makes it easier, but yeah, for the mouse, that's what you got to do. We're going to tune in the Cedar Rapids, which is 117.6 right here. Whoops. And I'm going to set a radius of, what was that, 15, 14? I guess 14 would be good. So I'm going to be putting 140 down here on the bottom because we're actually going in that direction there. So this comes in handy with the heading up here in the back course there. And with that, I think we're all set. Let's go ahead and turn on the plane. Runway 6. We're kind of moving. God, I'm not sure where we're moving. Well, that is not the right direction, that is for sure. Whoa. There we go. Gotta look and make sure. Okay, so this appears to be runway 6 right here. Don't have any taxiways that go to it, so we'll take this next ramp and work our way down. I see our ramp. Make our way onto the runway here. Has anyone ever used the carb heat on these old simulators? I know I did it on Flight Simulator 2 for the Commodore 64, and well, I didn't understand what it was for, you know, back when it came out. You know, I just figured, oh, it's cold, I'll heat it up. So, like, in the flying in the winter or something like that, it would be cold. I don't know. I mean, oil temperature is on the colder side. How about we turn on carb heat here and we'll spice things up a little bit. I don't know if it really does anything. You know, maybe we'll come across it, and I'm sure we'll come across it in our manual. have to speed up our taxing here. That's where, I mean, look at my throttle. I mean, I've got it, you know, several inches up there. I don't think we should be crawling. Well, maybe we'll turn off the carburetor heat. Turn that off. It's plenty hot. Now I just realized this is not runway 6. It's runway 9. Oh, it's okay. Hey, it's the same runway that we landed on. Yeah, at least we're staying consistent. We could pretend there is that there is a taxiway over here. Oh, what the heck. We'll just pretend there's a taxiway over here. Whee! We'll head over to runway 6. It's off in this direction. There, that wasn't too hard getting over to 6. Watch this be the wrong one. If it's the wrong one, I'm still taking off. Well, it's runway 5. They don't even know their own runways. Runway 6. You got 5 on there. Well, the guy that painted it wasn't paying attention. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and take off. Someone just let my boy Shadow into the room. He is a bit of a snot, so I may have to let him back out again. Okay. Landing gear up. Stay up this time. Like the last time it went down. We are flying over Moline here. I'm going to go ahead and change your heading here to 294. Good view of the Mississippi River there in front of us. At the airport, right there, there's Quad City. The Asterix. I call it the Asterix. I just realized something. I've got the wrong... I'm tuned into the wrong 260. Okay. Remember which VOR you said on which radio. Okay. That should take us to Port City. I was heading off in the wrong direction. Now I gotta fix my... Gotta fix this. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, so on the map we are following the Mississippi. It does a lot of curving this way and that way. Basically, this river is going to curve to the left. Port City will be just after that, and then the river after that is going to be the Cedar River. And we are way too high. I don't want to be that high. I want to be sitting at about 4,000. Alright, I got the autopilot on. Should still be set from our last flight. Yes, I see you. Are you going to behave? Probably not. What? Do you want to say hi to everyone? Is that it? Huh? Come here. Nah, no, 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 no. You little snot. Come here. Oh! Oh! You're a big boy. There we go. Say hi to everyone. Say hi. Oh, this is Shadow. Oh, Shadow. He's my little boy. Huh. We have 3 boys. He's the smallest. They're brothers, but he's the smallest. And he likes to hide in the shadows. So his name is perfect. Oh, yeah, I know. There you go. Oh, will you stop? You gonna jump up here? Huh? Go jump up on that chair. Be my co-pilot. Be my co-pilot. Meow. What? Okay, well, we're at 4,000 feet. We're looking good. I don't like our speed, though. I'm going to pull up our speed some here. You're going to try to jump up here, aren't you? Well, I'll move some stuff out of the way. And then if you want to jump up here, you can. But don't be laying on top of my mouse, boy. Oh, wow. Now, here. Can't you go sit down? I give you pets. I give you pets. You do this to me every time I make a recording. What, are you trying to play with me? You little snot. Okay, so we can see the Mississippi River curving off to the left there. So we are on our way. We need to adjust our heading a little bit, though. Alright, 262. Yeah, go sit down. Go sit down. Go find a chair and go sit down. Alright, let's go through our Flight Simulator 3.0 manual right here. We left off with radios, so let's go and talk about radios. Nav1 radio. This is what you tune into to listen to music. A nav radio is a 200 channel radio used to tune in and identify VOR, very high frequency omnidirectional range navigation aids. There'll be a test on this later. It also receives ILS, Instrument Landing System frequencies. The nav radios receive frequencies between 108.00 and 117.95 MHz (MHz) with 50 kHz separations. VORs are radio stations that transmit an omnidirectional synchronization signal. This synchronization signal is followed by a circular sweeping directional signal. The nav receiver in your aircraft decodes these signals to determine the angle or radial you are on. Radials are directional beams that radiate from the VOR station. The nav receiver also controls the Omni bearing indicator, which is this. I keep calling it OBS, and it's OBI. It's because I'm recording with OBS, so it's habit to say OBS. It's OBI, which you can use to guide your plane along radios as you move toward or away from VOR stations. So Nav2 radio, 2 nav radios are provided. The description of this radio is the same as the description of the Nav1 radio. 2 VOR stations can be tuned simultaneously so you can cross-check your position. Distance measuring equipment, DME. This right here. which we're using. We're 10 miles away from Port City. This works in conjunction with the Nav1 and Nav2 radios to tell you how many nautical miles you are from a tuned-in VOR. Automatic Direction Finder, or ADF, which is right below. A general navigation instrument that is used with non-directional radio beacons, NDBs, or commercial AM radio stations to listen to music or talk radio. To determine relative bearing. Magnetic bearing to the NDB can be calculated by adding the relative bearing to the aircraft's magnetic heading. Confused? Well, we'll probably get to that somewhere in this manual. COM radio, a 360-channel transceiver that receives and transmits at frequencies between 118.00 and 135.95 megahertz with 50 kilohertz separations. Eventually it'll be 25 kilohertz. The flight simulator COM radio is used as a receiver only until you get the Flight Simulator 4 and you can create adventures, and then you can use it both ways just because it's cool. Airport weather and approach information can be received by tuning in ATIS, Automatic Terminal Information Service, at most major airports. Transponder, a radio that is used to identify your aircraft on air traffic control, ATC radar. You knock those over and you're going back out. Alright, so we've got the Mississippi River right in front of us. You can see the Cedar River in the distance here, the blue line. We're 6 miles away from Port City. It's just basically right on the other side of the river. Now we'll keep an eye on this gauge here. This is gonna, the radio here is going to take us to Iowa City. Now, assuming it's all correct on the map, you know. And it looks like that's moving. I just saw it move. So we'll be centering on 320 here in a moment. And we're getting really close to the VOR. That, the Cedar River, is going to continue pretty much in a northwestern direction, which will pass by Cedar Rapids, which we'll also be going to, and eventually Waterloo. And we are going there also. I think that is a good heading right there. I sure hope he's sitting down. Alright, let's finish up what we were talking about here. Let's see, the transponder. That was the last thing that we were talking about. Now the transponder, it no more works on this than it does on Flight Simulators 1 and 2. Which is a little irritating because there is a function here on Flight Simulator 3. I'll go ahead and go to the menu here, where you can like go to the comm radio, and on Flight Simulator 4, I believe, there is a function here to be able to talk to the control tower and say, you know, get permission to depart or land. And if I'm not mistaken, it will say, yes, permission granted, please tune your transponder to da 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 da. And then when you get to the actual runway, it'll say Microsoft Flight Simulator, you're clear to depart. So, well, it doesn't say it, it just puts it on the screen. However, if you have the sound and graphics expansion, and you've got the Sound Blaster SB Talk, it'll read it off. It sounds kind of robotic. Again, if you want to hear what this sounds like, check out the FS4 Adventures series that I've got. Eventually, when I get back to doing the world tour with FS4, I will be integrating the stuff that I've been learning with Flight Simulator 4 into that series, and so we'll have it talking, and I'll set up adventures, and we'll fly, and it'll be fun. I imagine we'll see the airport here soon. Yeah, and there it is. Okay. So we'll go ahead and turn the autopilot off. I have no idea how far away we are from it. This is an orange vanilla Coke, in case you're wondering. It's funny. I had orange Coke long before they put it out into the States. Or an orange cola, I should say. It was back in the 90s when I was in the military. I was stationed in Germany, and they had, like, orange cola there. And that was my first exposure to it, and I loved it. And ever since then, I was putting, like, mixing orange soda with cola, so it took forever for the States to catch up, I guess. Can't even tell where the runways are at the moment. It's all kind of a tiny dot, dash, dash, dash. Can't really see what it is. The altitude there, though, let's see, 663. So we'll use that as a reference when landing. That way we know. I keep getting an itch in my ear. Know when we're close. It's like I'm afraid of putting my flaps down now. That's my computer wanting to do something. That's not the airplane. Yeah, so I'm afraid of putting my flaps down now and it taking even longer to get to the airport. I figure I'll wait until we start getting closer. And I'll throw the flaps down at that time. We're getting a little bit of definition on the airport. Not a lot. But I think we can slow down a little bit now. So we'll get one thing of flaps down. Landing gear. Let's not forget that. Goodness, my elevator trim is... Come on, man. It's like you move your elevator trim and the elevator is not moving to match. Increase my power here. I think there is a runway here, but I believe there's a runway 36, and we will land at that. So if you're interested in flying Flight Simulator 3, you can always load it up in DOSBox and follow along with me. You could have it have me playing in one window, and you can have Flight Simulator 3 playing in another one, and you can follow along with me and do the same flight plans and same little navigational stuff. Okay. Beginning to see the runways here. Remember, 663 is the altitude. final. Way off here. Come on back here. I'll drop another thing of flaps. Use our rudder here. Kind of get turned back. Come on. Alright, start powering down. Where's my mouse? Don't crash, don't crash. That was weird. It's like I lost control of the plane, and that's not the simulator's fault. I'm not sure what it was. The whole mouse disappeared. Here it is. I think that was Windows. It threw my focus out of the... man, I thought we were going to crash. Crash detection is on. See? Crash detection is on. So... oh... yeah, something weird was going on with my controls there. It's like nothing I was doing was working, but we're good. We're good. All is well. We'll move off of the runway here. Go to my favorite parking spot. I usually like to park over in the grass in the corner of two runways. That way I don't get lost. And it's easy for me to pick whichever runway I need. There we go. That's perfect. That works. Woo. All right. We'll shut this bad boy off. And, I don't know, maybe do a maintenance check on it or something. That kind of had me nervous. I thought we were going to crash. I'm glad we didn't. So, anyway, we're here at Iowa City. Appreciate you joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this flight. And if so, leave a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It helps me and the channel out, and also other viewers, so that way they know this video is out there among the huge sea and ocean of algorithms that YouTube has. So go ahead and click that thumbs up. That would really help. I'm not going to say smash. I'm not going to say destroy. I'm just going to say click it. Click the like button. Be nice. Be gentle. There's also subscribing and being part of our KILR Nation, our KILR community, and notification bell just for you, so that way you'll know when the next video is uploaded to the channel. Other than that, thanks for joining me, and I will see you on the next leg of our journey.